Welcome back to the Off Scot Free podcast. I am your host, Atlas Scott, with your other host, Olivia Scott.
What is up?
What is up, my dudes? We are back. Yap. It has been a bit. It has been a week and a half at this point. It is Wednesday, May 27th. I had to read it for a second.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about our week-ish.
Yeah, but first starting with this thing, since we're starting to do this thing, my journal that I kept when me and Atlas first met each other. Today we're talking about Cain's Night. Cain's Night is a very significant moment in Atlas and I's relationship. I don't know why we refer to it as Cain's Night, because that was not the only thing that happened.
Do you mean that is the only thing that happened?
It's not the only thing that happened. But it was the first time that we hung out in a non-public setting together. Just one-on-one. By ourselves. No way to hide. And I invited him over to my apartment to come look at my vinyl collection.
Well, that is what we did first.
Yeah. And that took maybe approximately 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how detailed I went. And I said, well, you want to get Cain's?
I was like, sure. I don't want to leave. I just got here and it's an hour drive.
Yeah, and then anyway, you'll hear about it. Let me just read it. I wrote this on September 25th, 2024. Atlas came over last night and we had the best time. Best is underlined. I showed him my record collection and around my apartment. Then we went and got Cain's. He paid. He's always so complimentary and sweet to me. We made a shared note of things for us to do together and started talking about our favorite movies. So me and Atlas have this shared note on our phone called,
Bless you,
like Live in Atlas's Things to Do Before We Die. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
We made that the first time that we really spent intentional time together, but that's something that we like. If we think of something nowadays that would be fun to do, we always just say like add it to the list. And we kind of, if we're feeling adventurous and we want to try a new restaurant or something like that, we always go reference the list. So it's kind of crazy that it started that night. Anyway, we started talking about our favorite movies. We ended up putting on Edge of Tomorrow, really good by the way, and watching that, which is what Atlas said was one of his favorite movies. We kept gradually scooting closer to each other. I kept gradually scooting closer to you. And then eventually he put his arm around me and I laid on his shoulder, then he laid his head on mine. Ah! Our dynamic was extra flirty from that point on, and we just couldn't stop talking to each other. Learned a lot about him. He went to Highland Park High School, in parentheses, didn't realize what that meant, LOL. He talked to me about his creative projects and about how he's gotten to the point he is at now, with both film and music. I love listening to him talk about what he loves. I opened up to him about my previous relationships. This was so scary to do. I've been so nervous to be open and honest with people about my relationships, especially about my relationship with Stevie, because I don't want it to change anyone's perception of me. Also, I'm really looking for a Christian man, and a lot of Christian men have a hard time working past the fact that I've dated a girl before. Anyway, Atlas took it very well. He thanked me for my vulnerability and told me he thinks it's unfair that people regularly let past things change their view of people. He said he knows and met me where I am right now. Not that, Olivia. He said Jesus doesn't define people by their past, so why should he? And that made me feel so safe and seen. If anything, after that point, I just felt closer to him, and I'm pretty sure he felt the same. We just sat there holding each other and talking all night. We just melted into each other. Neither of us wanted to leave. At one point, he was like, "Oh no." And I was like, "What? What's wrong?" And he said, "You're going to be such a distraction for me." in a good way. He's so sweet and so cute. Like, I can't help but feel that God sent him to me, and I'm so glad that he did. He stayed at my apartment all night. He couldn't bring himself to leave, which was fine with me. Literally, he was there from 5 p.m. Tuesday until 7 a.m. Wednesday. I went to the new showroom in the colony to make selections today and ended up going by his house afterwards. He showed me his room and his vinyls and his music production setup. Just your computer.
There's not much setup, especially there.
I think it was because there was a keyboard there.
You're like, whoa.
I was like, whoa, he's really legit about this.
It's a MIDI keyboard. Whoa.
We ended up cuddling again until he left for his concert. I almost fell asleep. He's very comfortable. We're hanging out again on Saturday, which seems entirely too far away. This was Wednesday, mind you. Dad told me I should invite him to the A&M versus Razorback game, and I think I will. That would be so cool having him meet my family. We'll see. And then a prayer. Lord, thank you for blessing me with Atlas. Thank you for showing yourself to me through him. Yeah. I'm so grateful to know someone who radiates your warmth and grace. I'm so excited to see what you have in store for the two of us. I've never met someone quite like him before, let alone dated someone like him. I think your timing is a beautiful thing, and I'm so happy I met Atlas now rather than earlier. I'm in a really good place with myself, and that is all because of you. Thank you, Lord, for all that you do. I find so much comfort and peace knowing you're in control. Amen. So fun. So that was Kane's night. Thoughts about Kane's night?
It was good.
And sweet. That's real sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you saying that distraction thing. You said, oh no, and I got like a little bit nervous because I was like, what?
What happened? Did I fart?
What happened? What's wrong? And you were like, you're going to be such a distraction for me. And I was like, oh, you're just being flirty. I got it. Okay.
So you're like, I'm not too autistic. I can do this. Clocking.
I clocked it.
I retained that.
Yeah, it's sweet though to hear little Olivia talking about us. Very sweet. Anyway.
Yes, live.
That's me. Anyway, this past week, we last spoke to y'all last Sunday. But now, it's the following Wednesday. But last Tuesday, me and you both, well, you woke up earlier than you normally do. Or you locked in earlier than you normally do to get in line for 21 Pilots tickets. So we got to talk about this because we got to give justification.
What's the justification?
So 21 Pilots, a couple weeks ago, announced that they were doing the biggest show that they have ever done in Columbus, Ohio in October at Ohio Stadium, the Horseshoe.
I thought it was the biggest one they've ever done.
I know. That's what I said, right?
I thought you were saying the biggest one they've ever done in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, no, the biggest one they've ever done, period. You're right. Yeah. But they're doing it in Columbus, Ohio, which is where they're from.
Yeah.
And that's the 5th largest stadium in the world.
Which is large.
It has over 100,000 people can go into this stadium. And they've been doing interviews about it. And Tyler specifically said, that it was going to be the biggest show they've ever done, and that it's also going to be the longest show that they've ever done, that It's got over a 3-hour-long set list, and that it's going to be completely different from anything that they've done up until this point. It's not going to be Clancy or Breach Tour or whatever they're doing for festivals. It is something completely
Bandito Tour
different.
Part 2.
It is something completely different, which is... And just the anticipation of listening to those like interviews and stuff, I told Atlas, I was like, I hate to say it, but I think if we can land good tickets to the show, we just got to go up to Ohio. I know there's nothing up there, but we got to go.
There are 2 Ohioans that need to sing, and we need to be there.
We got to be there. And also, another thing, Tyler was afraid he wasn't going to sell enough tickets.
And well, boy.
We'll get there.
Spoiler alert. He didn't have a problem with that.
They didn't have a problem with that.
Not a single problem.
Anyway, that being said, Atlas and I both signed up for the pre-sale, and so we both woke up. It was going to go on sale at 9, meaning that the waiting queue was going to start at, or the waiting room was going to start at 8:30. Mm-hmm. And so both of us were locked in, ready to go, and we both refreshed the page and got into the waiting room, and I must have done something right because I was like, what number was I in line the first time? Was I?
I think
I was like, I thought it was a little bit more than that. Maybe 9,000 people in front of me, which that seems like a lot. It is a lot.
That's a bunch of people.
But in a
this is a
100,000 cap venue, I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. And also for perspective, Atlas got in what he thought, like within seconds of when I did. Yeah. And what space were you at?
Like 33,000, 40,000, something like that.
He had 40,000 people in front of him. Mm-hmm. Insanity. And so...
I was like, I don't know, we'll see.
And so I locked in. And
I told her, I was like, FaceTime me when you're about to get in.
Yeah.
And you, like, I gave her a map.
My heart was pounding so hard.
I gave her a map. Because, like, I love you so much, but sometimes you can get overwhelmed. And you got to have a mindset. You got to keep
Not
going.
with this.
I know.
Trust.
She locked in. Don't get it twisted. She's shown up. But it's helpful to have, especially when you're going into this kind of stuff, to know exactly what you're going to get for what you can get.
Yeah.
Priorities, a hierarchy of what you're going to buy. A map like that helps me as well.
Genuinely though, so I got in, first thing I noticed was no pit tickets.
And I was like,
which was annoying. But it was like God had just like put these the only 2 tickets left that were the closest seated tickets you could get.
That were on the bowl but weren't on the field.
Lower bowl, but basically on the field. They're so low down. They're like little bleachers.
Yeah.
These tickets were $250 a piece after fees. We paid $500 total for the 2 of them.
$500, yeah. Which is a lot, but...
It is a lot, but those tickets sold out so quickly because by the time you got in there was just little one-offs.
It was just nosebleeds and like little dots.
Yeah,
and real talk, I probably could have bought one and paid for all of it, but that's besides the point. I don't like to scalp. I like to sell tickets that I know I'm not going to use, but I thought I was going to use. I feel bad whenever I scalp.
Yeah.
Which has happened a couple times. We don't talk about that.
Yeah. I don't scalp.
But I got in. I didn't really see anything worth buying. And since we already gotten it and we're not exactly flush with cash, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let this go.
Yeah.
And
I had just gotten a nice bonus check, so I was like, Atlas, we are going.
It's like, period. All
right. If we get tickets, we are going.
It's like, okay.
I'm getting them. And so, anyway, that happened. And then by the end of the day, because we were curious, we kept checking throughout the day. All of the little single tickets were gone too by the end of the day. Which we knew they were reserving some for general sale. And so our mindset was if we can get in, lock in on Friday, we may have a chance of getting some pit tickets and selling these seated tickets.
Yeah.
And we did that. I refreshed as soon as I could, and I think I was like 5,000 in line.
For the general sale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very close. I was like, there's no way we're not getting pit tickets.
Here's the thing, and this pissed me off so much. I got in, but here's the thing. So like on the thing, like 8:30, same thing on general sale. I refresh, and I hit to go in queue. And immediately it's like, you should sign in. And I'm like, you're kidding me. You're telling me I'm not signing? So it takes me probably like a full 90 seconds to get in. Bro, the number that I saw when I got in, I did not read it right because it was so large. Because here's the thing, and I sent it to her, and she got it wrong too. 'Cause I initially got it wrong as well. So like you got like 9,000 or something like that. I looked up.
I was like 5,000.
5,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
9,000 first time, 5,000 second time, which was impressive. I was like, oh, she has a chance. I looked at mine, and I was like, 20,000. That's not too bad. And then I looked closer. It did not say 20,000. It said 200,000.
There were 200,000 people in line for this stadium show in freaking Ohio.
In front of me.
Yeah, in
Not-
a 100,000 cap venue.
Yeah.
And I saw people on TikTok after that had 400,000 people in
I think
front
I
of
saw
them
the
in the
peak
queue.
being at around 490. It was
Yeah.
near 500,000 people waiting in queue.
For
And
this one-off show in Columbus, Ohio.
nobody, that's not, everybody that was in there was not in Columbus.
And let me tell y'all, I was pretty early up in the line.
Oh, yeah.
And I made it in.
Well-
And there was...
Well, before you got in, there was a
What?
message that popped up for both of us. Mm-hmm. And it basically said,
limited
tickets, you might not get it, but there
Yeah.
will be verified resale.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got the same message as you got, and I was like, all right, but like you're pretty far.
Yeah, I think I'll
As in
be
like you're
okay.
close relatively, and I was like, you do your thing, and nothing.
And I finally got in.
Nothing.
There was nothing there.
I think there's like 2 verified
No,
resale.
There was
There's
nothing
none?
at first.
At first, fair. Yeah,
There was
yeah.
nothing. And then I
was like,
stayed on
what?
there for a good maybe 10, 20 minutes, and eventually little pink dots started popping up, resale tickets.
Yeah.
And all of them were at least triple the original price of what those
Oh
tickets
my gosh,
were.
it was ridiculous. Like our tickets.
And the crazy thing too is those pink dots started to disappear too.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how desperate people were for tickets. They were just immediately buying the resale tickets.
Yeah, they just knew how expensive it could get.
It was absolutely insane.
Which I was just like, I mean, she said it best. I'm not trying to steal your words, but she was like, this is the Eras Tour 21 Pilots. And I was like, yeah. I know it's one stadium tour versus a whole,
No, but like legitimately ticket prices are very comparable
No, it was
to Eras
shockingly.
Tour.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the tickets now for the record. I'm not trying to,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at our sections. But oh my gosh. Which one is it? It's 22A, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, not 24.
Yeah, it's 24 AA. Yeah, that's ours.
Holy crap. Sorry, I'm looking.
That's each?
Yeah, that's each. I think. That might be both. I don't know how they do this. Say it's one.
I'm gonna look on
No,
TikTok.
it's both. Jeez. As in like it's each, sorry. So I'm looking at, this is not helpful for the audio listeners. I'm looking at StubHub right now. What was honestly a smaller price is substantially higher than I thought. It's $9,000 per ticket
For our
for where we are at. We paid $250 each.
Yeah.
You have to pay $9,212 each.
And like honestly, it's fairly going for about 2,000.
Correct. Yeah,
realistically,
yeah.
like
But
people
there's
are
such a
buying
range
for that.
though. There's a $2,600 one, like in the next section over. Next section over to the right is $1,900. Next section over to the right again is $4,600. Then $2,100. Then $1,900. So it should be around $2K. $2,000.
And some of the nosebleeds are like $600.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing under, at least from what I'm seeing on StubHub, which I like to look at StubHub because it's usually the more expensive one.
Obstructed view, $566 per ticket.
Bro, that's wild.
That's the cheapest I can find.
The $500 one?
Yeah.
I'm only looking on Stub. I'm seeing 621, but it doesn't shock me.
Anyway, y'all,
That's
it's insane, which
insane,
proves that
bro.
a lot of the sales were scalpers.
Oh, 100%.
But it is sold out.
It's gone. There's nothing there, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah,
Let me check. I haven't checked in a bit.
there isn't.
It's so ridiculous to look at a concert like this, because it is so like even like they did like even smaller. So like they did their first round, which was the Clancy tour, at least to me, and then they did the Breach or the Clancy tour Breach, which I'm thinking about Texas because they did like 3 shows in Texas. Was it 3 or like 6? There's like a bunch, right? For the
When?
for the first round.
They did 3.
2 nights in
They did-
Dallas.
Yeah, they did Dallas, Austin, and Houston, but
Yeah.
they did 2 nights in Dallas. They added a second night.
So 4.
Yeah, so they did 4 for Clancy Tour. And then they did 1 in Texas for
Breach, which was in
just
Dallas.
1 in Texas at Dos Equis Pavilion.
Which is actually insane, but whatever.
And it was jam-packed.
It was like semi-scary for how impacted
I almost
it was.
passed out.
She literally had to get her water. It was unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I say that all to be like, this is like that, but like times a million. Because I'm like, man, just a lot of people want these tickets. But yeah, I'm looking on the Ticketmaster thing right now. You can't see it, but it literally says tickets are sold out now. Check back soon, which is actually insane. I don't think
For
I've
a
ever
stadium.
because like at least there's usually verified resale on Ticketmaster. I honestly don't think I've seen that, especially for that kind of show, as big as it is. Even Taylor Swift had resale on Ticketmaster. Hate to say it, but
it's insane.
Yeah. Anyways, I was like, man, this is crazy. Hello. This is crazy.
So we've got that.
But oh my gosh, I cannot. Like, I'm so glad we had 2 chances at this. At least two rounds. Because like, if it was flipped, we'd still win, you know. But it's like, if we were separated, as in like we were just doing this on our own, it'd be tough.
Yeah, it would.
If I got in, and I'd be
thing.
like, I mean, I guess I'm going nosebleed. That's what I would legitimately. I wouldn't hesitate.
We both just get separate single tickets, and we're like, "Have a good time, brother."
You got it. I'm like, thanks. I'm just, I'm in like the 500 section, and I'm like, hi, honey. You're like, hi.
Hey.
What's going on? That's funny.
Yeah.
But it was
We're just FaceTiming the whole time.
Yeah, it was a funny just round of ticket buying. I feel honestly, I feel very blessed from what I've seen on TikTok of the lack of people getting them. A lot of people complaining that they don't have them.
Yeah.
Which, fair. You'd think at a 100,000 cap venue in a place that nobody really seems to want us to go to, that people wouldn't really want to specifically go to this show.
But here we are.
You know? Who would have thought? I wouldn't have. Honestly.
And we've planned like a whole week-long road trip around this concert.
Big old
which
thing.
I'm very excited about because it is actually lining up pretty well. 21 Pilots tends to do this, and I think it's just because serendipity and because we met at a 21 Pilots concert. But it lines up pretty close with our anniversary of when we got married. And so our anniversary trip is going to be driving up to Columbus, Ohio. And so we're going to stop in St. Louis and in Chicago. We're going to go by Indianapolis. We're going to take a day at Cedar Point, the amusement park on the Great Lake in Ohio. And we're also going to spend some time in Tyler and Josh's hometown in Columbus. Go see some sites that they filmed their music videos at around there. And eventually start driving back down through Louisville and through...
Yeah, at least Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville, Memphis, and then we're going to take a break in Little Rock and then carry out the rest of the drive the next day. So it's going to be a lot of driving, but me and Atlas have a fun time in the car together, which is good. And we're going to have enough breaks in between that I think it's going to be it's going to be one of those trips that we're going to talk to our kids about.
They're like, you went to that show? I'm like, yeah, we did went to that show, brother.
Yes.
Here's some pictures.
Yes. And we also, another selfish reason why I wanted to do this road trip so bad is because we have our little map that we put little pins in every time that we go to a new place. And I was like, when in the world would we ever go up to Ohio ever? Or like that area willingly? Like there's no state park, there's no like fun, thing to do. Like let's knock out all of the major cities around there.
Yeah.
At least once, so that we can say we did it. So we're gonna get, I think, 6 or 7 pins on that map.
There's gonna be a few.
From driving up there.
There's gonna be a few.
I'm excited about that, and we've got a bunch of things. So we'll keep y'all updated. We're planning on doing a whole vlog, and probably filming a bunch of podcasts on the drive, and
gonna really stock up on media.
We're gonna really stock up on media because Atlas is gonna have a lot of time to edit.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Anyway, so yeah, we're really looking forward to that. We're so excited. I'm so excited. I keep like having moments where I'll like turn to Atlas and I'll be like, what if they play this song that they haven't played in 10 years? And you're like, they may. And I'm like,
it's very you're like, it's possible.
It's so possible.
Like I actually know anything more than you do.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, it's possible. You're like, oh, it's possible.
I'm like, what if they bring out Zach Joseph for Kitchen Sink?
Like they did that once it's years ago.
Oh, like before they were anything.
Probably 10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways.
So that's that. Also, this past week, Atlas finally finished the roughest of drafts of our entire screenplay for the movie from cover to cover. And we had our first independent poke through session. Atlas made binders for both of us and gave me a red pen. That wrote really well, by the way.
Thank you.
I really liked that pen.
Apology
And-
2.7.
Yes.
0.5? I think it's a 0.5 actually.
It was a 0.7, I think.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. But we just kind of marked up our notes as we went along. And so next step is going to be integrating those notes, which would be a really fun thing to do on the way to Rosemary if you're bored.
I would like to do it sitting down as we're both looking at a screen, but
That's fair.
I'll probably reread it.
But yeah, we're going to be editing that. And the goal there is
That's
to
fine, too.
have our read through sessions with friends in July.
Yeah.
It was going to be split between June and July. But another thing that happened this past week, my family's Florida vacation got moved a week earlier than it was. And so now me and Atlas are going to Rosemary Beach for a whole week in June. And then we're going to get back, have a few days at work. And then we're going to go to Little Rock, Arkansas.
It's a few days.
Yep. And then we're going to get back, have a few days at work. And then we're going to go to Florida.
Destin.
Again, literally like 10 minutes down the road from where we were just at a couple weeks before.
Which is funny.
And then we'll be there for a week. And the funny thing is too, like we're leaving on a Saturday then, and we're coming back on a Thursday, but I have off of work on that Friday for 4th of July. And so I get a 3-day weekend after our vacation.
Crazy.
Crazy. Anyway, so that's happening. But yeah, we're trying to schedule when that poke through review session with our friends are going to be. And we need to figure that out before we leave because that is a whole
Well,
thing.
we gotta get a script that we love
Yeah.
finished, because I ain't showing it to people if I truly don't think it's like semi-finished, if not fully finished.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's the last thing it's something I talked to Jake about actually. I was like, people will give me art to judge. My first question always, because it has saved me a lot of headache and a lot of pre-resentment from other people, to me, is how done do you think the piece of art that you've given me is? Usually like a song or something like that. And I give them like from a 0 to 100%. How done do you think this is? How close do you think this is to being finished? If they say 50%, I usually give them half my notes. If they say 20%, I usually don't give them any notes, because they're just like, I just want to show it to a person. And they're probably just asking to see if
Unless they ask for notes.
Sure. But even then, I'm still pretty iffy with it, unless they just be like, I want full raw notes. And I'm like, okay, let me give you the Bible. But if they say like 90 or 100%, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to treat it like it's about to go off the press, and I'm your quality control. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I believe you need to hear to make this great. And I want to make sure that we're at that 90% for this script, because I do not want any minced words. And more importantly, I don't want to be sitting there being like, well, I already had that note. I don't need to hear that again. Like, I want to, tear it apart with Liv and be like, all right, let's figure this out. What works, what doesn't, what vibes, what doesn't vibe, what needs to be cut out, what needs to be added in, all the things, all the questions, so that when we get to the end of it, when we get to the first poke through, we're sitting there like we believe in the script a lot, not biasly, just being like, no, we put in all the work that we could. Now let the audience see what they can do with it. because we're going to miss something, obviously. But I want to make sure that we're not actively being ignorant to certain things because we're like, well, like they'll figure it out. It's like, no, let's figure it out now before we start, screwing something up.
Well, what we would really like it to be is like literally hardly any notes. But we also, if there are notes, we want them to be spoken so that we can fix any issues storyline wise that makes it hard to follow. Because if you can't follow it when reading it, then you're definitely not going to be able to follow it while watching it. So anyway.
I just want to make sure that there's an environment for these people to say what they think. Because I think some people can really fall into that trap of like, well, this is my friend, and I'm just going to say that it's good. And I'm like, please don't. Please, like, you might think it's good, and that's fine. That doesn't help me. I need full honesty. And not in like a look for problems. I mean, like, when a problem arises, say something. Because there is the other side of it where it's like, if you force people to say, give you notes, like almost like a quota for policemen of tickets, it's like you're going to get an excess. Where you probably shouldn't have those notes, or you shouldn't listen to those notes, and it's where discernment comes in. So a lot of prayer is going to come into that, but I really just want to make sure that there's an environment for people to feel safe enough to say what they mean and mean what they say.
Agreed. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at there.
Yeah. I did actually, I don't know if I told you about this, but I did preemptively throw the draft into Gemini, and I asked it to be like a producer for a movie and be like, so like, budget-wise, what do you think we should have in mind for this? And I don't think it's inaccurate, but I definitely think it's coming from a place of like, if you have money. So it gave me, I think it gave me like two. I'm not gonna pull it up because I've done so many prompts. But basically, it said like if you go in like full indie, like 100,000 to 500,000 for the movie. But it was like if you want to be like decent with it and make sure that you actually get everything you want, probably between $1 million and $2 million for the movie. And I was just kind of sitting there like, I love your thought process, my guy. Unfortunately, the bank account is not in those figures.
Yeah.
So
like we're looking more like 10,000 and a bunch of favors.
10,000 and like I'm doing every job.
Yeah.
I think we can pull it off with a much stingier budget, but it is gonna be tough because I just know with the amount of variations of scenes and settings and actors, that's just going to add a lot of cost for what we're trying to achieve. It's not impossible. There are just some spectacle scenes that might be a tough thing. The desert scene, it's funny too because it said like, hey, if you cut the desert scene out, then you'll be fine. And I'm like, real talk, the desert scene might actually be the easiest one because I know how I'd like to shoot it, and it should just be like 2 or 3 angles. And we've already kind of found our desert, so we just got to get a permanent reset. But that's not even spoiling anything. Just like one of those things that Chad was trying to say. But I know like once we get the final draft done, I definitely want to like break it down and be like, all right, how much would it really take to do this? Because if we can get all the scenes or settings, as in the places in kind, which is free in producer terms for the record, if we can do that, then that's like 90% of the cost.
It's like also if we can just get a house before we start shooting.
100%. It's like if we just get a house that's similar.
Start renting a house.
Yeah. That nixes one. Getting a house to film is actually shockingly difficult for free. You might be like, of course it is because it's free. And I'm like, no, hold up now. I remember trying to get a house for How to Build a Home. That was so tough. Like I was one of probably like 5 films in my advanced film class that needed a house as a setting. And I think I was the only one that could actually get a house. Everybody else had to use an apartment. And I like to say I have a pretty good amount of connections.
Well, I was going to say,
relatively.
I guarantee my parents, my grandparents.
Oh, sure.
And,
yeah.
Katie all probably would let us use their house.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't be averse. I know my big thing with using anybody's locations is that I take pictures of everything, so I put everything back the way that it was. I found whenever I do use people's houses or any kind of location for that matter, offices, whatever, doing that is actually like a weirdly uncommon thing, or at the very least unexpected thing for some people whenever you let them use, or they let you use your stuff as a filmmaker. Pro tip for filmmaking, if you want to have good connections, make sure you leave it much better than you found it, if you can, or at the very least pay for it. If you break it, it is a very easy way to make a good connection, because then you prove yourself that you're responsible, which, as any filmmakers, nobody thinks you're responsible. So it's a very low bar. But either way, not to rant on that too long, but very happy with its being roughly finished.
Yeah.
Which is helpful, because now we can tear it apart and build it back up.
For sure.
And make it better.
For sure.
Make it great.
Yeah. On Friday, we both have an obsession with Texas Roadhouse that we have not talked about on here before.
We haven't?
I don't think we have.
Not in depth.
I don't think we have.
So, have you ever had a Roadhouse roll?
You're kind of making me want one right now.
Like we don't have free will in a car.
We do, and it's only 8:45.
Yeah, they close later.
Anyway, I know.
Rattlesnake bites.
Rattlesnake bites. Stop. Okay,
Roadhouse is by far one of the best deals in all food.
It is literally one of the best sit-down restaurants of all time.
Oh, it is like...
It is me and Atlas's number one favorite date spot.
I think price to food ratio, 100% I agree with that. If you took price out of it, I wouldn't agree with that because of the loudness. Logically.
But even then, like, Atlas enjoys a loud restaurant.
Well, that's me,
Well, I know, but it's like for us.
Oh, for us, it's amazing.
For us, it is like literally.
But I'm saying in general, as like a best restaurant, it's.
For us, it's our number one
That's what
restaurant.
I'm saying. Yeah, I agree.
Period. They have bomb appetizers. Their food is great. It's a good price.
You get free peanuts and free rolls forever. Like literally bottomless. Like if you ask enough. To be fair, it depends on your waiter.
But the other thing is, like, their appetizers, none of them are more than $10 unless it's a sampler plate, which that makes sense because you're getting a lot more.
You get multiple.
Their steaks, I've tried all the different kinds of steaks that they have there, and I always get a sirloin, which is like the worst cut. But they season it so well, and they cook it so well, and the meat isn't chewy. It isn't my preference is a sirloin, and it is $13 for the steak and 2 sides. And their sides are hefty, they're great, their salads are amazing. Every side that we've tried from there is bomb, except for maybe like the fresh vegetables they're just steamed vegetables. So you got to put some salt and pepper.
It's just salt and pepper you need. On there. It's tough. If they did like more like an air fry kind of thing, it'd be kind of cool. But I'm sure that's kind of a hard thing to implement.
But their rolls are amazing. You can have as many as you want.
I will say their burger. First time I tried it was last Friday. Very good. I was kind of shocked. I was like, and to be fair, it's like kind of not shocking because they have great steaks. And
also like the bun is a roll.
Yeah, it's their roll, which kind of makes it up there in calories. But if you can ignore calories for an hour, it's a really good experience. I mean, I got my medium rare and quite a great burger. I love their fish.
You love their salmon there.
Yeah, salmon.
Their pork chops are bomb.
Pork chops are great.
My parents love their ribs.
Yeah, the chicken's really good. Grilled chicken's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Fried chicken's really good.
Sometimes when we don't want to have to make chicken, we will order grilled chicken kids meal.
Yeah.
From Texas Roadhouse. It is $6. You get 2 rolls. You get that. You can get a salad for the side. It's a pretty big side. And what we'll do is we'll split the salad into 2. Yeah. Use the chicken for our protein for our dinner. Yeah. And both get a roll. Yeah. It is like...
It's bomb. And your calories get spread pretty well.
Yes.
You're not like being like 20 calories each, 20 calories each. It's like, no, it's like 400 to 500 each.
But like also we were shocked... because we don't normally calorie count when we go to Texas Roadhouse. No, but I've been
we try to ignore that part.
Yeah, but I've been very adamant about counting all of my calories lately.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't been to Texas Roadhouse in a while is because of that.
No, it's just a calorie bomb, unfortunately.
But I was curious and I looked up their nutritional information online, and they actually have a whole nutritional calculator where you can like build your meal bit by bit. Like, I'm going to have 2 rolls and this and this and this, and you can like adjust it. And anyway, it helped me meet all of my goals I needed to do before I even made it there, which was awesome.
It is the only restaurant that I actually have seen that actually has an actual calculator on their website.
Yes, and that doesn't just show, here are the calories, protein, fiber, and this. It shows like what you'd see on the back of like a box, all of that nutritional information.
Yeah.
So,
which, like,
anyway.
if you're looking for macros to specify, go there. Honestly.
But I kid y'all not. So me and Atlas always get waters, which helps save us money anytime we go out. That's a life hack.
It's been my life hack since I left my parents' house.
Yeah. But we, like, literally our bill was like $30 and something cents last Friday.
Yeah.
But even like when we get an appetizer, or if I splurge and I want to get a margarita, their margaritas are $5, by the way.
Insane.
Anyway,
let's go.
When that happens, like, I think the biggest we've seen that check be is like $45.
Yeah, you definitely have to try for 2 people to get it up there. It's just affordable.
You don't have to try that hard, because like you could get one of their huge like porterhouse steaks or something like that.
Sure, if you really want to send it, you know.
Or get a combo with steak and grilled chicken or
just
whatever.
That relativity of price.
Yeah.
Especially at a restaurant where all you have to do is sit down, order, and you get your food. Like, it's a really great price.
It is so good.
To do it yourself would be like you're debatably saving money.
Yeah.
You are saving money, but it's like relative.
But like a couple bucks versus 10.
Yeah, 10 or like 20.
Because like I've calculated it, and like at home our meals are typically around $8 to $10.
Yeah.
Sometimes more, depending on the meal.
Is that both or either?
Each.
Okay.
Yeah, typically. Sometimes it'll be like $5, but that's like if you do pasta.
Which is so dumb. Like, I think if you make your own food, it should be substantially less, but I have an opinion on that.
Yeah. Which makes you feel incentivized to eat out more.
Yeah.
Because like, I
have such
we've
issues.
also, like, we've talked on here about places that we like to eat out for being macro friendly. Flower Child's a great place for that. We love Flower Child.
Probably the best place to go. That if you want to just close your eyes and throw a dart at the menu, you can't go wrong.
You'll be okay.
Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah. We also really like Piata, though.
Piata's amazing.
The Piatas themselves actually get the calories up.
They go up
quite a bit, but it's
sure.
not as bad as I say it's pretty comparable to Chipotle. Chipotle is also a great one.
Yeah.
Their bowls are amazing, macro wise, and they're very clean, ingredient wise.
This is not for macros, but like, honestly, in and out.
Yeah.
If you want to keep those calories shockingly low for what it is.
Well, also a protein style burger with the lettuce wrap is bomb from there.
And then like 230 calories, something like that.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's low for what it is.
It's not too bad.
And the fries are healthy-ish. Yeah, you can share a fry, you said.
Yeah, share a fry.
Fries are always going to be expensive in calories, but no, it's
if
like...
you need a fry.
It's funny to count the calories, because I've been doing it with her, kind of just more of like a family thing as well. You have your app, I have mine.
I wish you'd try my app because it's so much better.
Is it better? It looks better than mine.
Did you notice that when I gave you my thing today?
Oh, they have little icons.
Yeah, it gives you like a pie chart to show you the balance between everything.
That looks sick. I don't have that.
And you can record your weight in there.
Yeah. But like, it's having that as like, I've been doing it personally just to get reoriented with calories. I feel like I've been kind of shying off of what I should eat and shouldn't eat.
That's probably a symptom of live.
That's a symptom of the Murthas. The Murthas are a big fan of saturated fat and processed sugar. Love y'all so much, but that is something that I've found that is not very good to eat consistently. So knowing that, I got to be careful about that. So, but no, it's just been really awesome to see the difference. I found that potatoes are unshockingly very satiating. If you boil them and then air fry them, which is what I like to do, very good snack, and very good side if you want to, actually feel full. Lettuce is also really good. I found this one TikTok a while ago that was like, you should measure your meals in bites instead of calories, mentally, for what you're trying to plan for. So it's like, you can have like a really high protein meal, but if you eat it in like a minute, then it doesn't feel like a big meal. Like even for instance, like with the little Philly cheesesteak tacos that we had, or burritos that we had just an hour ago, like great, I loved it, big fan. But it did not take me much to eat through it all, and I think it was like 650 calories, something like that, maybe 700.
They were closer to 700, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was just those. We could have done some sort of side, like some salad or something like that.
Yeah. Just have one of those, and then like a salad kind of thing. It's helpful because it takes a while for your body to actually digest stuff.
My thing is, I've been trying to hit a certain amount of protein per day, a certain amount of fiber per day, and a certain amount of calories per day. And every meal that we make is kind of trying to revolve around that. But volume-wise, I have found that does help when you have more, you feel like you've eaten more. The wraps that I do for work sometimes, I think the fact that I cut them into little bites, like if we did that with the Philly cheesesteak that we had for dinner tonight, it would have felt like you were eating more. It's like, oh my gosh, I've eaten 16 of these bites.
It's so much.
I
agree.
And then also I've been doing, I think what I'm going to start doing with work is interchanging it with wraps and yogurt bowls. I think that's what I'm going to do. But what I've been doing twice this week was I'd get some Greek yogurt, which a serving of that is close to, I think it's 16 to 20 calories. Not calories, grams of protein.
I was like, geez.
No, and then I put a protein packet in the yogurt and mix it up. And then I put some granola and I put a bunch of chopped up strawberries in there. And it takes forever to eat all of it.
Yeah.
But it's very satiating.
Yeah.
And I also, in addition to that, get to have sausage on the side. For even more protein. And I think my lunch today was like over 60 grams of protein.
It's a good amount.
Which is a really great amount. I've been trying to do about 50 per meal if I can. So, but anyway, it's like things like that. It's like just be smart about the choices that you make, and then you won't be thinking about food throughout the day.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like Roadhouse has sent us into this tangent just about food, but
we gotta. It's the stuff of life right there.
Yeah.
I think it's foolish for people not to address the elephant in the room that most food sucks for you as a person.
And it's so hard to have a good relationship with food too, because it is such a tantalizing thing, which is so tough. I was talking to Atlas about this the other day, but I told him, I was like with our kids, I want to make sure that they have a balance food-wise, and that we don't just allow them to have chicken nuggets and french fries everywhere we go. I think that it's important for kids to try more diverse meals from a young age and be used to eating what an adult would eat as a kid. And having a balance between, vegetables and grains and protein and all of that, like on your plate. But I found as an adult and as starting to eat better, a lot of the things that growing up as a kid I didn't like because it was yucky. Food-wise, I actually don't mind as an adult when I have it in a bite with other things on my plate. And nobody taught me how to build a bite when I was little, that had everything in it that would be good. And so, anyway, I think just trying to figure out a balance like that with kids. And then also like, Mom, they came up with a Dubai chocolate milkshake at Baskin Robbins. We need to go try it. It could be like, for sure, we can go try it. We're going to get a small, And we're not going to go back and get another one probably. But if that's the big treat you want to have this week, let's do it, you know?
I think it's funny when milkshakes are the biggest bomb to calories I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like real talk.
Yeah.
Drinking your calories is stupid in general. If you're trying to cut, or if at least you're trying to maintain weight, depending on who you are, do not, I repeat, like do whatever you can to never drink your calories. That's one thing I told her, like the beginning of her journey of, call it eating better, eating right. I was like, there's only like a few rules you really got to follow, and like everything will change. Like you'll be shocked. And one of those big rules is if like do everything you possibly can and not drink calories, because if you do, like I said before, if you can't, like you got to measure your food in bites. The thing about drinking, you're not biting.
Yeah.
And you might be like, what about smoothies? I'm like, those are like one of the worst lies of the food industry.
Yeah.
If you smoothized your apples, bananas, all the things, if you liquefy them, that is, you lose a bunch of nutritional value. It becomes saturated sugar. That's usually why it tastes good. Yeah. And well, your body doesn't know what to do with it because it's already technically been processed. That blender did a thing that your body was supposed to do and then didn't do it, and now doesn't really know where to put it. Probably is going to put it into fat. Not a nutritionist, but I'm pretty sure I'm not off on that. And more importantly, you can overeat very quickly when you drink, because it takes around, to my knowledge, about 20 minutes for your stomach to actually send the signal to your brain that it says, hey, we're full, stop eating. And if you drink 2,000 calories, it will take still 20 minutes for your brain to be like, hey, yo, stop. But it's too late at that point. So it's either you purge or you let it be. And that's really, I think that's a semi-scary place to be, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Because if you're sitting there like, well, like, it's not working. It's like, well, have you drank anything with calories today? Yes. All right. Step one, take that away. Yeah. Even if it's diet soda. It's like, I know diet soda is not like the necessarily healthiest thing in the world. It is eons, in my opinion, better than like a full sugar soda. Like, yeah. Shoot the messenger. Yeah. I might be eating my words soon, but I think it's very foolish to not, I don't know, acknowledge calories. Especially the type of calories that you're putting into yourself, which is what we're trying to do, in which you can't really do much outside of making your own food to make sure that you are actually eating cleanly. Yeah. It's very hard to do. So I have a lot of empathy for Americans. Yeah. It sucks. It's not a fun time. McDonald's is a very easy yes, unfortunately. And, well, that's a tough option right there. I saw
this TikTok probably yesterday that this person was like, every day, once a week, once a month, and was like pointing to different like kinds of foods, and like every day it's like these, healthy whatever, and then once a week it's like you can go get a donut. Yeah, a little sweet treat. You can go get a milkshake, and then like once a month it's like the big pizza and the beer and whatever, and it's like, don't absolutely limit yourself from the things that are fun and exciting to get to try.
Because you do die eventually, so it's like you just not eating your food, your bad food, is not going to stop you from dying.
Yeah, just be mindful of it and don't do it all the time. Like if you're eating pizza every single day, it's not going to look good.
Your body will look a little puffy. Yeah. But if you do it every once in a while, like every month or so, like maybe every couple months, your body will be okay.
Like you said that thing the other day about how you love flaming hot Cheetos, and for a while he'd do this thing where like after a couple months after he forgot the hurt,
call it the flaming ritual.
Yeah,
I get a big old family size bag of flaming hot Cheetos, and a bottle of Sunkist for some reason, and I would find my favorite movie. I wouldn't have eaten that entire day, and I just ate the entire thing. I'm talking like probably like 900 to maybe 1,200 calories worth of hot Cheetos.
Probably more.
Sure. And it wrecked me. And I would be like, never again. And like every few months I'd be like, round 2, babies.
Yeah, we're doing it again.
My stomach has fully healed. Let's try again. Yeah. But it's stuff like that where I instinctively knew, especially for my upbringing, I was like, this is probably not good for me. So I probably shouldn't do this often.
Yeah.
But I do want to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to like stop myself completely here. There's a way to do it without killing yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's my way was not a great way. I don't do it anymore. But it is a way.
Yeah.
Instead of going to like a place like DeLuca like every week.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
But that's food right there.
Yeah, that's food. How was your coffee with Blake on Friday?
I had a coffee with Blake Kleisinger. What's up, man? Not
he's watching
if he's watching, good luck. No, it was great. He asked me about some track stuff, specifically backing tracks to implement to his band Making Coffee, and I think it was funny because I think he's a guy that knows a lot and is also very scared that he doesn't know enough sometimes, especially in the mixing world. And I believe he respects me a lot in that way, especially with tracks, because I've done full tracks for a live show before. And I could kind of tell he already kind of knew what he was doing. At least he knew the avenues to go down. And I think he was just trying to like reiterate what he was doing was correct. And I was hopefully helpful there. I don't know. We'll see.
You just wanted validation.
I think it was just like, am I doing it right? And I was like, I think so.
You just wanted a pat on the back.
Right. But he was asking questions. It wasn't just him being like, is this right? But like I could tell he was in the right mind space to be in for tracks. Because tracks can be a little complex and really annoying to figure out. But yeah, I was like, and I kept telling him, because he was like, he would ask direct questions, and I was like, you have to realize, number one, I am not the same artist as you. So I'm probably not going to give you the exact advice that you need for your band, which is not the same as my band. Number two, it all depends. Completely depends on the song, the genre, what you're trying to achieve, what you're not trying to achieve. It's the hole that I think a lot of creatives can get into, and I know I can get into a lot, where you ask a specific question. Say one question that I wanted to figure out for my mixing journey was, how do I get my mixes loud enough to industry standard? And the answer to that is actually arrangement, EQ, compression, and clipping. But as general advice, and specifically, especially for anybody's song, it completely depends. Some songs don't need to be that loud. Like Bon Iver is a fairly quiet, relatively dynamic band sounding. But another band like 21 Pilots, like you're gonna get very loud signals there for their mixes. But that's what they want. They're a rock band. They're a rockish band. I don't know what to call them.
Alternative.
They're alternative. But usually for alternative bands, you want a louder signature. But say for like an artist like Sleeping at Last, like you do not want it to be stupidly loud all the time. You want to have those dynamics so that those emotional beats hit. And then tracks specifically, it gets complicated really quick. But yeah, he was asking me about that, and I was like, yeah, totally up to you.
Sure, man.
Yeah, if you need help specifically, let me know. But this is what I do, and he was like, awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And I was like, no worries. You do whatever you need, brother. So hopefully he can implement that in the way that he needs. That's what happened there.
On Saturday, we went to Lake Whitney with the Archibalds and David's girlfriend, Jenna.
Yeah.
And did some cliff jumping. That was fun.
Oh, so fun.
With the homies.
Oh, yeah, the home slices.
Yeah. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah, it was very chill. Just the four of them, two of us, and yeah, we were chilling.
Yeah,
Not
just
much.
hung out.
Not much
We
happened.
hung out for a few hours, and then after that, we reached out to our good friend Elijah, who we bring up on here all the time.
What's
What's
up,
up, Elijah? If you're listening to this, I bet you're catching up. How's it going for you? How many do you have left? Text me.
What text us A-OK, buddy boy.
Yeah, text me if you hear this, Elijah. That's how I'll know you actually listen to these, by the way. It's a test.
Text us 318, the number 318, and I'll know.
We'll know.
We'll know.
Yeah.
We'll know that you got to episode 20, this is 20, by the way.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. This is 20.
Yeah.
Finally got to
The
20.
big 2-0.
We are, in my opinion, a fifth of the way there until we can evaluate
Yeah.
how we're doing.
Yeah.
So we are many, many weeks out on that one. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But I think we're doing a good
I
job.
think we're doing great. Killing the game.
But anyway, yeah, we went and got dinner with Elijah. We were down, obviously, Whitney is closer to where Elijah's at. He's in Frost, Texas. So we were like, it would be really great to catch up with him. And so we went and got some Mexican food, which is always good for the soul, not good for the intestines.
Nope.
Nope. But we got to hang out with him, chat with him for a while. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, it was fun.
He started a new job recently, and so we got to hear about that, and that was cool.
Glad to help.
Right.
That was Apple talking. I'm not going to say his name because he's going to say something, but
Yeah.
Apple, you're listening.
Apple.
We were talking to Elijah. He's doing a new job. He's a security officer at a data center right now.
Yeah.
Specifically at like the front gate, and he's having fun with that. He's doing like 3 or 4 days a week in the night. So it's
Yeah.
kind of messed up his sleep schedule, but he's getting paid good money.
Yeah, like he had just woken up at like 5 in the afternoon when we were like, hey, you want to hang out?
Yeah.
So
But
that was so fun.
other than that was a good time. And we
Yeah.
just went back home after that.
Yeah.
You know, we were chilling
Yeah.
because we had to go back. It was late. It
Yeah.
was getting later for sure.
And we had church in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which there we continued our series, the Holy Trinity series that we're doing right now, and it was about God the Son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God the Son. It was a Jesus week.
Yeah. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This is
yeah.
the second one.
And we got to hear that one, and after that we went and got lunch at, you guessed it, Flower Child.
Flower Child.
We love Flower Child.
Big fan.
And then we went grocery shopping. We found that Sundays have kind of become the grocery shopping day for us because we're both together. It's a nice thing to do after church, and then you get home, get to kind of reset a little bit, and yeah, that's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got to come back home and rest a little bit.
Yeah. As the storm was a brewing,
Oh yeah,
like a literal storm.
yeah, literally. Before we made our way down to Ennis.
Started pouring rain.
Porn.
Not porn. Pouring. Very different.
It was pouring rain.
Don't look that up now. But yeah, we went to Polka Fest. I did not dance. Did not realize it was which I probably should have assumed this. But it is a very much just a dancing thing. And I was not in the energy to dance,
He
unfortunately.
was like, I thought polka was more of like a culture, and I was like, no, it is a genre of dance.
Yeah, and I was like, I guess that checks out. Because I only think of dancing if I think of that in a vacuum. But yeah, I got to see her dance, her family dance, everybody danced. To very fast, and I hate to say it, very white music.
Well, yeah, it's Czechoslovakia.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to try klobas,
Yeah.
the Czech sausage. What'd you think of it?
That was great.
Better than a bratwurst?
I never had a bratwurst.
Huh. I don't think I have either.
Why didn't you just say like a regular sausage?
Is it better than a regular sausage?
I think it's about the same. I'm not gonna lie.
I think so too. But it is really good.
It might legitimately-
There's something a little bit different about it that
It's like probably like 10% better. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like, wow, this is insane. I'm like, I like sausage, you know? I don't got
Yeah.
a problem with sausage. So you're already talking to a fan right now. So
yeah. Czech food.
pretty cool.
Check.
Check. Nice.
Yeah. Got home from there pretty late.
Yeah, very late.
Yeah. Stayed up really late.
So very late. And then
The next morning, we slept in.
we took a bit.
So it was Memorial Day weekend, and so I had off of work for Memorial Day. I think we slept until about 11 a.m.
Yeah, no, it was long.
And I have this kind of like daily ritual that I do at work where when I first go in, before I like start any emails or anything, I will put things down in my planner, jump in the Bible a little bit, and then I will, I also like reflect on the day before and write down different stats. And I'm so nerdy of like what was going on, what I read, calories, if I worked out, that kind of thing. And I did that here, which was cool. And then after that, I got up and I literally just cleaned from like probably noon until 8 p.m. maybe.
You did a lot.
Yeah, I did a lot. And so the apartment's very clean right now, which is very good. I went in all the cabinets and organized everything. So that was very fun. What did we do after you got home? Not much. Just kind of a chill day.
Oh, yeah.
I made dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about it. Audiobooks. I don't think last time I talked about the audiobooks that I listened to since the week before, because I think it was a very short time from episode to episode last time. So I'm going to fill y'all in a little bit. I read this series, which I don't know if you'd call it a series because it's 2 books. There's the first one and then the sequel. But it was called If I Stay and then Where She Went. It was a very interesting story concept. I definitely liked If I Stay better than Where She Went. But essentially the concept was this girl had a pretty good life. She loved her family, had a little brother, parents. They were all really cool, chill family. Like she actually enjoyed hanging out with them a lot. Was a very good cello player. And then spontaneously one day they were driving and got hit by a semi-truck. And it kind of follows the main character, the girl's journey, watching her body in the emergency room. Or I guess from the wreck site, seeing her dad's brains scattered out on the road and her dead mom, and watching her brother get carried away in a stretcher, and then her watching herself being operated on in this hospital room and seeing all the people, friends and family who come to look at her. And it's basically she comes to the realization that she gets to decide whether or not she lives, and that's kind of the point of that book.
Man, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
And energetic. I cannot wait to read it.
Well, it was a very interesting book, and I really liked that one. The next one was about her boyfriend, who was in a band and is a rock star.
Cool.
And I was like, okay, don't care as much. I also read a book called Boundaries in Marriage, which we've been talking about a lot lately. Just kind of getting brought up in different conversations, different things I read. I would have given it 5 stars out of 5, but I gave it 4 because there was a lot of it that I was like, I don't know how much
So you're using boundary pretty heavily right there.
Yeah. And they were giving some pretty harsh examples that it's like, I don't know if I'd ever be in that place, but I guess maybe you'd need to go that far if you got there. I don't know. But it was good. It really did stress the point. I think this is something that people don't talk about enough, but it talked about how important it is that before you get married to somebody that you are fully independent and able to function by yourself before you get married to somebody else, because you don't want to have a codependency in your marriage, and by codependency, I mean you literally could not function without the other person in your life. Having somebody there is supposed to make you better, and you do kind of inherently become a little bit codependent.
Sure.
But you got to be able to prove to yourself and to the world that you're your own person, and you know how to live, and you know how to pay your bills, and you know how to balance things, and you've had a job before, just and I think me and Atlas both kind of did that without thinking about it too hard, and I think that's one of the reasons why we work so well, is because we both know that we know how to make it independently, and so coming together we get to figure out how to do it together. and it's just more of a bonus than a let's figure this out together kind of thing. It's like, no, I already kind of know what I'm doing. How do you come in? How do you do it? Okay, let's do that together, you know? So that was a cool thing. I also read The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I was going to say Gordon Ramsay. That's wrong. Dave Ramsey. But it was really good. I also didn't give that one 5 stars because I do think that Dave Ramsey idolizes money a little bit too much.
Yeah, when you make it your whole career,
Yeah.
maybe you want to take a step back.
And yeah, I think that he inherently believes he is 100% right on all things. And there's a handful of stuff in that book I didn't 100% agree with, though I do believe that his steps and that his studies of rich people and how they got there, that they are all valid. And I think that he has a point with you need to work hard to feel comfortable, and feeling stable with money is the most peaceful that you'll feel in life, because money is a very big stressor for many families. So yeah, big first one was saving up enough money for an emergency fund, at least $1,000, and then paying off all of your debt, starting with the smallest, going to your largest, and then saving up 3 months worth of expenses of an emergency fund, and then for everything else. And that's all that is. And after you've got that cushion, then you're kind of set for life, you know? Because after all of that is built up, then you just have a lot of excess money coming in, you know? After you're not having to worry about the minimum payment on all of these credit cards, or the minimum payment on my student loan, or whatever, after all of that's paid off, then whatever you've been putting towards those other things every month, then you get to put it towards something else. So he calls it the debt snowball, and I think it's smart. But the cool thing is, I realized me and Atlas are at a very good place. Even though we feel like we're tight right now, we are actually way better off than most people in America, which is really great, because we just have the debt of my car, and that is all. And we are able to withstand ourselves. So we are going to try and get that paid off aggressively before the end of the year, and then start working towards growing up our emergency fund, and we're going to be good. My next bullet point isn't a book title. It is, I Hate John Green.
That's a book.
No. I read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So I've been starting to read a couple of different John Green books, and I don't know if this is a great, if that's a great statement, because I don't know if I have enough evidence to say that I actually hate John Green, because I haven't read any of his popular books yet. I haven't read The Fault in Our Stars. I haven't read Paper Towns. I haven't read Looking for Alaska. Those are all like on my list. But I did read An Abundance of Catherines, and I hated it. And then I read Turtles All the Way Down, and I hated it. They weren't terrible books. I think I gave them both 2 out of 5. But it was not... They were just kind of all over the place. Like, what was the purpose of it? I didn't understand. I will say kudos to John Green for portraying somebody with OCD in a way that I could understand. And that helped me see into their brain a little bit, because I did appreciate that. But it had almost nothing to do with the storyline. It was so confusing. Anyway, so there's that. And then I also just yesterday finished a book called All the Bright Places. And I think I gave that one a 5. It was a really good book. And what I liked about it was it didn't have an amazing ending. I feel like people do that too much. They send you on this big emotional journey, and then it makes you feel like, oh, and then it all happened just the way it needed to, so that it all just lined up so good. And this one was like, no, life sucks. You know, sometimes life just happens, and you got to figure out how to move on from it, and it sucks.
You have to do your thing.
Yeah, and I really appreciated it. It made me really care about the characters a lot. And when it got to the point where like the climax happened, I like was sitting there in disbelief for a moment. And I was like, oh my gosh, it made me feel things. That's crazy. I was like, wait, what? No, why? No. Anyway, so that's where I am at now. I am now starting the Harry Potter series. So I'm on Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone right now. And I'm very excited about it because it's been a long time since I've read the Harry Potter books. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at book-wise. Atlas, last thing. Where are you at job-wise? Give us an update.
Well, I don't have a job. I haven't had a job in years, for the record. I've had freelance gigs. That's just what freelance videography is. And I still technically do, but it's few and far between. And so there's been a mindset of trying to find a semi-steady part-time job. I applied for a Amazon driver.
Delivery driver.
I was trying to say that. An Amazon driver. And I was given an offer, and then that offer, it got almost immediately got rescinded because of the amount of dates that I would be out.
In June.
In June.
Which, to be fair, I mean, we talked about it just a minute ago. It's a lot. It's like over half of June.
It's all the weekends and most of the weeks.
Yeah.
And so they're like, it was kind of funny because I was like, hey, like there are dates that I cannot do. Should I tell you them here, or should I send an email? And they're like, they said, kindly state them. This is on text, by the way, which I think is hilarious. But I sent them like all the dates that I knew of in 2026 that I would be out, which, by the way, there are more. There are just jobs that I haven't necessarily scheduled yet. And they said, no, we cannot work with this. We need people that are fully available to work. Thank you. Period. With no periods on the other texts. Those were all separate. You can't see them. But I just I laughed a little bit because I was like, for one thing, it was a part-time position. And then two, I'm like, well, I can start later if you'd like. But they're like, no, we want control. I'm like, hey, so clearly this is not the job for me then.
Yeah. Or you just apply for it after we get back from
That's what
vacation.
I'm saying. I'm just like, I might just
and
have
then
to.
after you have a couple months under your belt, say, hey, I am going to be out of town for these days.
Yeah, and then they can fire me then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It's not a high school thing, so I'm not really worried about that part. But there are a couple jobs that could potentially come through. There was one video job that I applied for. It's a very, very random one, for like a hospital. Technically an agency hiring out videographers. It's interesting. It's lower paying, so there's a 50-50 chance that I send it. But did have a good fun interview with one of the people that does the job listing things, and she seemed really nice. Seemed like a person that would love to have a competent videographer, and I was like, if you want competency, you should pay more. But I try not to say that, but I did say that in some corporate language. But yeah, had that interview. We'll see.
If you want premium content, then you got to have premium
and it's not
compensation.
Even just, but it's true. But it's not even just like the premium content side of things. And I think a lot of people realize this when they hire enough people. They were talking about like why this job was open is because the other person that was doing it had bad communication and was not hitting deadlines. And I was like, and I told him, I was like, hey, like the funny part about my freelance journey, because I told him I was like, I've been doing this for 10 years. And I realized that people don't hire me necessarily for the video, although yes, I do deliver good videos. They hire for me to take the problem off their plate, which is really making sure that the process of the second I meet them to the second they get their product is a smooth one and hopefully a quick one. And the more I've done this, the more I've realized the better customer experience I can give is usually coming from a place of how I deal with the client, not necessarily what I give them, which is funny for how much skill it takes to actually make a video that's good. But anyways, I try to explain that to them in a hoping that they were like, oh, well, maybe we should pay more for that. And I was like, yeah, you should. Because they asked, I think it was like 40 or 45 an hour. And they were like it was like a range of 10 to 30 hours potentially per week. And I was like, totally understand. And I was like, well, am I doing a full service thing, or am I just doing like videography stuff? And they're like, full service. I'm like, okay, well, then we got to talk about actual price. And they're like, and she was like, so like, what do you think? Like what would be like maybe like a day rate? And I was like, well, like for some videos I like do $17.50. Like I do it by product. Some videos I do it for less. Like I do just video stuff for a friend, Tom Luciato, for $5.50 a day. But then like if I'm doing like a full production, kind of like for Merge, like it can range from $1,750 to $4,000. It depends on the desire.
Product,
It really
Brand
does.
product,
And
yeah.
it depends on how much you want it to feel like a film set too. That's a big thing too. And I
And
have
labor.
labor. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, how long it'll take you to edit it.
Yeah, and
how much equipment you're gonna have to rent.
exactly.
Like,
I talked to them about that
so-
too. And then this is where I come from. Where this is where I lean towards the no column for this thing. But they're like maybe like we can like, because they were like, there's two things that like is like already red flags to me. Number one, they're trying to get me on a W-2, but for contract work, which doesn't make logical sense, because that is not a contract. that is not a contractor position, for the record. They're trying to treat me like an employee without the employee status. So I was like, never mind, that's weird. And then two, they were like, specifically when I was like, I told them, I was like, I have usually like either 50% or maybe 80% of the gear that I need per shoot. But most of the time I need to rent either one thing or multiple things, either lights, audio, what have you. And they're like, well, like maybe like we can like when you're doing your hours, like you can like add a couple hours to cover that cost. I'm sitting there like, no, that's not how that works. And I'm not going to do that unless you just pay me substantially more. So I don't know what kind of person they're looking for. I'm probably not the person. But I know I would be able to solve their problem pretty simply. It seems like a pretty straightforward job, but I'm also just like, that's the thing about video. It sounds simple, where it's like, because this is the thing that almost every client that I meet, either long term or short term, they get to a point where they say like, well, I just need, and then they explain it. Usually they say, I just need like an interview or a highlight video or a montage. They usually don't say montage because they don't know what that means. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay, it sounded like what you just described sounds simple, but it is not. And I can explain to you why, but more importantly, I will tell you the budget that you're working with versus what you're looking for, and see if it's comparable. The one thing, the piece of homework that I gave her, I was like, hey, I'll send you my stuff. I already sent her my stuff, but I sent it to her again, specifically a video that I think would resonate with what kind of videos they're trying to make. And I was like, I'll send you that, check it out. You send me the videos or types of videos, examples that you guys would like to have as far as quality-wise to match. And I can tell you whether or not you're actually going to get it. Because sometimes people just want iPhone videos. And I'm like, hey, yeah, we can do that. It's not hard at all. But if you actually do want a higher quality, which is what they seem to be pushing for, then I'm like, hey, this is a much more complex field than I would personally like it to be. But it is complex, and it is annoying. And I promise you, you get what you pay for. I have seen so many horror stories on my end and other people's ends of hiring out videographers that were not competent. They didn't know what they were doing. They lose footage, or they just get bad shots, or whatever the plethora of reasons that makes a bad videographer bad. They go through it, and then not necessarily they come back to me, but I did have one client that came back to me. It was kind of funny. I unfortunately, intentionally did not mean to, but also kind of did overbid a video because I was busy, and I wanted it to be worth my while. And they went with another videographer, which was a photographer that does video. Which, big red flag, by the way. If there's the main business of a creative that you're hiring out is photography, and they also do videography, I can almost guarantee it is not good. Like, near guarantee. Videographers that do photography, a little different, but also it's beige flag, if you will. Make sure you see proof that they can do what they do. And long story short, they came back to me and they're like, whatever, like, how much do you want for this? All right, let's just do that. I'm like, all right. I didn't charge them an arm and a leg. I was free at that time, so I made sure that it was within their budget. But it was one of those times where I was like, yeah, it's not, it's a weird world out there. Videography is not a standardized practice, and it's just a bunch of freelancers hoping for the best, unless you just have millions of dollars, and then you go to like the bigger production companies, and even then that's still contract based. So it is interesting. It's an interesting business to work in, but I think most people don't understand what they want and how expensive it becomes. So anyways, we'll see. Don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. We also did just get a call from my dad. Potentially doing a creative director position at the Avenue.
I call that like 10% chance. That's low. It's very flattered, Zach, for the record, if you are watching. Potential media director, or is that what he said? Yeah.
Creative director.
Creative director. Kind of got a vague description on that one. Probably exactly what it sounds like. But for their church, the Avenue in Ennis. So I don't know how that would even remotely work.
No, it'd be in Waxahachie.
It'd be Waxa. Still. That's tough right there, I'm not gonna lie. I'd go, you know. I'm not trying to dog in it, you know. It's not me saying no, but they already sound like they found their person. But potentially, you know, trying on a 25-year-old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. I know churches can be dicey like that. They like to choose their own people, which is fair. I think you should, especially if they're competent.
Yeah. Be praying about it, because if that's where you're supposed to be, then I hope that you just feel called to it, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. No guarantees in this life. And I refuse to assume that I have anything under control, because every time I try to prove that I am not.
Yeah.
And no, I've been able to let go, at least for today. So I'll take that win when I can.
Hey, and we've got a really great life. We do.
We do.
We're happy together.
We are very happy together.
Got a lot of good stuff going for us, so.
Just want to buy a house, you know.
But we have a really good life.
We do have a really good life.
So, anyway, this weekend we are looking at new apartments. So we're excited about that.
I'm so happy to get that journey done.
Yeah, I hope we can just get that squared away then, and not have to worry about it after that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where we're at now.
I mean, I'd be happy to sign on the day, you know. Real talk. I remember our journey last time of getting, technically you, but also we were shopping for us, the apartment that we're in right now. And man, that was a lot.
Well, we
so
started
intense.
off looking at just places that I found, and then eventually it got a lot easier after we started using Smart City, which Smart City Locating is a service, not sponsored, by the way.
You should sponsor.
They should. Alonzo Blancos, who I work with, he is amazing.
Alonzo.
But basically what you do is you tell them what you want for your apartment that you're looking for, and they'll give you a bunch of different options, and then they'll book all the tours for you of ones that you're interested in. And you don't have to pay them at all. All you have to do is just, when you are applying for an apartment, you tell them that Smart City helped you find it and who it was, and that's how they get paid. So, anyway, we had a really good time with him last time. That's how we found this apartment here.
Yeah.
And that's how we ruled off. I asked him about the ones that I had found that I was feeling like pretty good about, and he was like, "Oh, I had people who, you know, didn't have a good experience here," and so that was just helpful because he gets to add it to his catalog. And like I told him too, like we didn't have a great experience here with management,
Yeah.
and now he's able to put that in his notes.
I'm just
for
like,
this apartment
if
complex
you don't have
as
to
well.
deal with the management here, it's a fine place. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Overpriced, pretty good. However, the management, terrible.
Yeah.
And you have bad management. Like, here's the thing, and this is true. It's weird to have this perspective now, but and I didn't live with you with Liv in Arlington, but like I did get to semi experience secondhand your management there versus here, and I 100% prefer the Arlington management.
Yeah.
Over
And it's
this.
like overall it was not a better apartment
No.
itself.
It was fine. It was a fine
I
apartment.
mean, honestly, the AC was terrible in there.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of stuff wrong with that apartment
old.
complex
It was
in
just old.
general.
It was just
yeah.
old.
It's a little bit more rundown.
It's also in
and-
Arlington, so take that with a grain of salt. South
Yeah.
Arlington.
But the management was great. They were amazing. They always got, like with maintenance, I'd put in a service request. 2 hours later, they'd have it done.
Immediately, it was like shocking. I was like, how?
Yeah, they were amazing.
I never had that with my apartment complex.
The only issue we had was one time Atlas's car got a boot on it, but that's because I hadn't been checking my emails enough to see what they were requiring guests to do.
Yeah.
And they finally started to enforce it randomly without giving us ample notice.
Well, they didn't give any warning when it was wrong.
Yeah.
And since I didn't have the email, I couldn't see it. And since it was in her email, she didn't see it and she didn't tell me. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
well,
Kind of my fault.
I almost sued the company. That's the funny part. I was using chat. It was a whole thing. And then I got to a point where I was like, I don't think I have a case.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do this anymore. So
Yeah.
screw it. I'll just pay it. So I did.
Yeah.
I already paid it, but I was trying to get it back. But even with that experience, I was like, man, honestly, kind of would be chilling in that Arlington apartment. So
Yeah.
that's just a big thing I want to be careful of when searching for these apartments, which
Yeah.
you can't really prove until you live there, which sucks.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, honestly, I hadn't been looking at any reviews or anything for the ones that we had booked to tour this weekend. And I started looking through them and I was like, okay, now there's really only one contender that I have in my mind.
Yeah.
Just based off solely
Which is
off
great,
of reviews.
because you only need one.
Yeah.
You just need one to work. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that I found. We did like 20 or 30 apartment tours last time, and I was like,
So many.
I remember like we toured this, and I was like, this seems right.
Yeah.
And to be fair, because of price, we checked everything else, and I was like, if you want my vote, this is the one I vote.
Yeah.
And this is the one we went with. But yeah, just want to make sure that management's good and that the price isn't insane, so we can save
Yeah.
for a house.
For a house.
In this economy, we'll see.
Yeah. We shall see.
But
But that is all for
Up to
this
God.
week.
But that's it. We're at an hour and a half.
I knew this was a long one.
This is tough. We got to do this more often. Or less often. I can't tell. Anyways, love y'all. That was House Got Free. Peace.
Peace.
Actually, wait, I can do it over here because the Willow's not on my lap.